East Asians have measurably a higher average IQ than Europeans, and they're less criminal and they're more prosperous.
So you're saying Asians are smarter than us?
Yes, on average.
The reason why there's a stereotype that Asian people are smarter than other races in the United States is because of immigration policy. It's not because of biology, and it's not because of IQ. It's because the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, which replaced the Immigration Act of 1924, replaced racial quotas with a new system that placed preference towards people with certain occupational skills. That included scientists, doctors, and engineers, for instance. That's why my grandfather was able to come here in the 1960s from Taiwan. He was an electrical engineer, and he came here and he later became a professor in electrical engineering. But this belief that Asian people are inherently smarter is just a way to take away from the achievements of people who have worked hard, in the same way that saying black people are inherently athletic takes away from their own accomplishments. It's also frustrating because it's unfair. A great deal of stigma towards black Americans is bolstered by people using Asians as a model minority, which is unfair given the historical context of both demographics. In the Asian American community, you're talking about people who have been coming here who are the best and brightest from their respective countries. Regarding black Americans, you're talking about a demographic that has been marginalized for decades. And of course, Asian people can refer to as many as 3-4 billion people, and you're going to have an average distribution of intelligence with a sample size that large, meaning that you're going to have some really smart people, but you're also going to have fairly average and unintelligent people as well. I'm also just not a fan of the right being so obsessed with IQ. IQ is not an effective metric for determining intelligence. It was meant to measure someone's mental age, as well as certain forms of mental deficiencies. It was not meant to measure intelligence. If you meet people with super crazy high IQs, they're not usually what you would expect. They're usually misanthropic, and they're usually drug addicts because they just don't want to deal with people and all of their idiosyncrasies. Intelligence is just too contextual and complex for you to just measure it into a single number. And bear in mind that I see these people on the right, they'll have someone who took an IQ test like 40 years ago, and they still tout them as being the world's smartest person. The IQ test that you take at the age of 18 is not going to be the same one that you take at the age of 58. Your IQ does change with time. Anyways, it's almost 2026, so we can dispense with the narrative that Asian people are inherently smarter than other races. It's not true. It is simply the effect of immigration policy over the past 60 years.